What is it like for you to be on the inside of all of this as the WNBA, as women's basketball as a whole is having this unbelievable moment?
Well, there's such a great buzz around women's basketball right now. A lot of eyes are on us, and it's really exciting. And, I can really say, Mike, that our league has really taken off since 2020 when we were all in the bubble. We called it the wubble, and it's just continued to increase the viewership since then. And you talk about this college season. The Iowa-South Carolina game had 18.7 million views in that game. And I was in person, and just to be able to walk up to these arenas and see people lined up around the arena before the doors open, I mean, that's something that's exciting. Not only are they excited about women's basketball, but they're also gearing up and excited about our WNBA season.
We're seeing signs more and more and more that this is a movement. How do you take the buzz that you're talking about and continue to build on it? And how do you guys as a team, and Wings went to the semis last year in the WNBA, how do you take that momentum and build on it as well here in 2024?
Well, as you mentioned, our most successful season since moving to Dallas last year, most wins in franchise history since 2008, and the postseason series win since 2009. I mean, and we have the bulk of our roster back. No pressure, right? I mean, and our fans in College Park Center, they're so loyal. They're absolutely our next person in the stands to bring that energy that we want. But talking about the draft picks, and we can all mention Caitlin Clark because everyone has heard of that name now. And I think our president, our CEO and partner, Greg Bigg, said it best when he said, this rising tide lifts all ships. And our season ticket memberships are sold out. We play Indiana in our preseason game on May 3rd at College Park Center at 7:00 p.m. That will be the first court that Caitlin Clark steps on as a professional player. It's just this movement that we've been waiting for. This league started in 97, and we want to thank those players that laid the foundation to get us where we are today, but also for this next generation to carry the torch to even make this even better league to be a part of.
Well, Mac, one of the storylines of the week has been the salary for Caitlin Clark. That's the moment. That's the thing about this draft that kind of went viral after the fact was, how is she only making $76,000 a year? What do you make of the conversation that has kind of ballooned around that topic and maybe the actual nuts and bolts of the hows and whys of that?
This is actually a subject that's kind of close to my heart. I worked with women's basketball when I was in college, and I covered it. And when I was in graduate school, I worked with women's basketball teams, and to see how it's continually grown, I think it's fantastic. And I do think I understand why people are caught up in these numbers, because when you're seeing Victor Wembanyama, the rookie from the Spurs, make $12 million in his rookie season, and Caitlin's making a fraction of that, you have to get into the specifics of it. And sometimes the specifics of it, the numbers just are smaller. They're much, much smaller. And the way I viewed it, Mike, and I'm sure Coach can reference this better than I can, is women's basketball in this country, it really only started since around 1990. And that's no disrespect to Coach Conrad at Texas and Coach Summit at Tennessee and all the other people, Coach Stringer at Iowa and Rutgers when she was there, and all the other people who made women's basketball and girls basketball possible in the 70s and the 80s. But Mike, this thing really didn't get going until 90, and then it really didn't take off until 96, the Olympics and the women's dream team that in my mind is the best women's basketball team that ever played. And then they launched the WNBA. This takes forever. I mean, it took the NBA until Magic Johnson, until Larry Bird played Magic in the 79 NCAA finals, and then they go to the NBA in 80, and then the NBA took off. Well, the NBA had existed for like 40 or 50 years before that. Nobody really talked about it. Well, now the WNBA is in a similar position, and to me, where this is going to make its jump is when we are done talking about the movement of women's sports, of women's basketball, and we start talking about the players and their performance. We're not just talking about, you go girl, and it's great, and Title IX, and equal opportunity. We sit there and talking about Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers and all these other phenomenal players, and specifically what they're doing, and not just some societal gender movement. We're not there yet, but we are closer than we've ever been, and I'm all for it. I think it's great.
Coach, how about for
Mac,
you? What
let's
do you think
go.
about all this?
If I was there, Mac, I'd high five you and chest bump you with the best of them. I'm telling you right now. Thanks for all that you do. And I agree with what he's saying. I definitely do. But it is what it is right now. But I think with just more eyes on our game, the interest that has really has peaked, we got to keep that up. I think this is going to spark more advertising. People are going to put more money into it. We're going to have greater TV revenue for the league, and then in turn, higher salaries. I'm going to tell you something. I work with the best of the best. I am so proud of, I'm going to say, the Dallas Wings team that I have, the players across the WNBA. I mean, they are empowering, they're inspiring, they work their tails off. And I'm not saying that no other sport does, because we know they do. But I am just looking forward to seeing these players receive what they deserve. And I'm just proud to be a part of it and hopefully continue like you two gentlemen and help and grow our game in a positive way.